Good morning, wheeling and healing. Trying to leave Tucson, Arizona. And believe it or not, this is actually much better than it was. This thing was like bubbling up over into the grass so much. And so I'm really hoping it starts, this mild turns into so I can do one of two things. If I feel like it gives me enough of a break completely, I might just start shuffling everything into the van, because I have almost everything out of it from the little project I did over the last couple days. And well, a couple days ago, yesterday I didn't have to do much. And this dog wants me the ball, and every time I go for it, it usually doesn't let me. Hey, all right, Blue. Happy dog. Always does a lap, like a victory lap. I almost recorded this a bit over an hour ago or so, and I was way more stressed out and way more in my head, and like I was gonna say some stuff like, man, the universe doesn't ever let me make plans anymore. Thank you, bird. See its aura. Hello, birdie, with your aura. Lit up. Thank you. Oh, what an exchange. And see, if I had left first thing in the morning like what my plan was, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Or sit out here by this pool and meditate and listen to the sound of the droplets of rain. And each droplet, like they were real faster. There's a bunch of them. And another bird. So supportive, telling me, and they were flying, and I was tuning in to them, like when numbers pop out, 444, or something pops out, like a synchronicity that you just know you're tuning with, and it was one at first flying around, and then a whole flock of different birds overhead, doing, but they were telling me to fly free in the rain. They're telling me you have permission to fly free in the rain. But I've been worried about nothing, and getting my ceiling down. I didn't really fully absorb it, but now, like with the rain, it's like, and then meditating on the rain from a stressed out state, and then letting it like bring peace, wash over me with that water, and it was reminding me exactly what we did last year to the roof, me and Matt and Adam. The first day, Adam and Matt, they made up this mixture with like a Bondo and a couple other things on a paper plate, and made it like this super mixture, and slapped it down after we cleaned it up, the real bad areas. And then there was some smaller, like microscopic, not totally, there's small holes next to the rain gutter, and so we slapped some in there, cleaned it up, and then called it good. There's a couple other areas he's like, let's just not chase anything that's not necessary right now. And so I went up the road, I-5, heading north in Washington, and it was raining big time, and so I was like kicking up rain, and what was happening was it was from the back splatter, and it was bringing it up into my back window or something, or something was extra because I was driving, but the window seals were bad. And so was that the first thing that happened? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. And I got that fixed. Yep, that's right. Because I got that fixed and I thought I was good to go. And that was a stressful day because I had to get a hotel room that night and then like use the blow dryer to like, because a bunch of stuff got wet. And now I'm just counting my blessings, like, is this little scare in my mind about the mold recently that nothing really happened from that I did dry everything out, and there's always something that could happen, and I'm so protected. I'm so safe and protected by this universe, and I am so loved and supported on my path. Just taking this opportunity to use these affirmations that I'm always right. I am in the best and perfect place at the best and perfect time at all times, for the highest and the best good for myself and everybody, everything, and every place involved. Highest and the best good for my children, for my family, for my friends, for my communities, past, present, and future. Those that I've 555, big number of change, positive changes ahead. 555 is 15, that's 6. 6 is home, unity, family, love, Christ. Christ means unity. Buddha means awareness. That's totally off topic, but you know, and so after that rain and I got it all dried up, went to the glass shop, got the window seals done, and that was a stressful thing because I was calling a bunch of places and I was striking out. Oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. You're not buying glass from us. We don't do that. And this guy was like, shh, we don't care. Look where we're at. He's like, we don't have the overhead. We don't got all the pretty lights and shiny things to pay for. We got a small crew and a little shop. And he's like, we don't care if you buy new glass or not. He's like, we'll put in new seals for you. He's like, we understand. And so I ended up going further up the road. Was that it? I went up to Bellingham, saw Dale and Janelle, and then I came back down, and I think that's when, in a rainstorm, there's like a casino nearby, but I was in their casino gas stations, big parking lot. They didn't mind truckers parked there, so I parked near the truckers. A lot of times I can get away with stuff like that. And sitting in that parking lot, it was just raining, and it started coming into the van after, you know, like, and we hadn't done all that work yet, but we did a bunch. And then he said, oh, we don't need to do that unless there's a problem. Well, those weren't even necessarily the problem up front. There were some other ones. I mean, what it was coming in right next to the roof fan, and we only did rust on the metal. We didn't do anything with the roof fan. I was like, no, I think it'll be fine, you know. And that was, I think they were already suggesting removing it at that point. And the whole point is that once we did, we got that all cleaned up, brand new butyl tape, like 3 or 4 strands of it around to like make a nice wide base, and just pressed it down, heat gunned it. Let that dry, and then after that we still hit an outside caulk. Let that dry, heat gunned it. What next? And then we put this silver insulated stuff tape that's supposed to stop leaks and be good for heat and cold and all those things as an added, you know, like another added preventative measure. Stutter in my mind. And we laughed about that and like high five. He's like, yeah, you got triple protection, man. He's like, nothing's getting in here. And but that night that it was coming in by the rain gutter, it was also coming in by my door. And so I was freaking out, and I was like, oh, is there other rust holes? Where just in my mind I was like just so insecure, you know, like in my home was full of water holes and blah 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 blah. But no, that was another window seal. And so I'm thinking that he only did the one. I wonder if he did both of the back. And then the slider, that's where, and then he did that, and I haven't had any problems there ever since, go figure. And then there's the window opposite of that, and there is 2 other windows in the back quarter panels, but those are not openable. And we don't know what the seals exactly look like, but we did this awesome stuff outside, and it's like rubber glue. It feels like rubber, and it's holding so well. Nothing can ever get in there. If that ever starts coming out, put some more of that in there, though. It's great. And then the only other thing is the windshield, and the front doors, and everything's good. And so after we did that, and I came back out down to Oregon, another freak out, and he was like, all right, that's when we did the butyl tape and did the real good thing on that. And then he was like, you know what, while we're up here, let's take down your solar panels and let's hit every rusty spot. And I was like, well, I don't know if we need to. He's like, yep, you're here, let's do it. And cleaned them all up, got it down to metal, and sprayed the stuff, all the good stuff. Didn't use JB Weld on that, didn't need to, but sprayed multiple layers of like the protective paint. And then put that silvery tape even in a couple other areas. Just, why not? We're here, we got it. He's like, you ain't gonna have a problem. And so what happened was, when I left and came back to Spokane and went up to a 4-day veterans retreat, and the van was parked for that whole time, and I was away from it, and I didn't tarp it, there was a brand new looking water stain after all that the water had pooled up for those 4 days. And I was like, is it still getting in somewhere? But when I had that ceiling down the other day, and so in my mind this whole time that there was still something vulnerable. Yeah, 11/11. And I think it was something that I just needed to feel that way. That it was just not even that I needed to feel that way. I think I already felt that way. I think it was literally just, not that it was even a real thing that was manifesting, but it was simply manifesting in my mind as an issue symbolizing that I don't feel safe. And that's the thing, that I didn't feel safe in my home, and I don't feel safe a lot of times, and that's something that I'm getting over. And so maybe this is a big thing, showing me that I can just say, hey, I am safe, and trust that, because I'm always okay. I'm always going to be okay. And this rain, just slowing down this morning and listening to the droplets of this rain, and just breathing with it, and imagining each little droplet as its own being, like they're little spirits, and they're happy to be here. They're flying in here from a different realm, to assist on the planet, to bring hydration and nourishment to us and the plants and the soil, and provides for all the birds and the animals and everything. And it's really, this water is the circle of life. It's we're mostly water, this planet's mostly water, and it's just this big cycle of where it flows. And to be in the cycle of it is a blessing, because the places where you don't, there's droughts, and that causes problems. And so yes, water can be an issue, but for me it's not. This van is safe, it's good, it's watertight, and if it's not, the ceiling is easy to get down now. I got a plank of wood I broke when I was doing it the other day, because it was hard to get the first one started, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I can see a little bit of insulation in like one little like one of these, like where is it? Like one of these would be missing, but it's no big deal. Now I can just get them all out if I need to, and if I ever have a problem or smell something or have any kind of a suspicion. But this morning though, I'm feeling a bit better. Like the one thing about being here is Pat and Jessica. I'm getting better about chilling with Pat, or chilling with Pat. Like, I just simply, before, as my awkwardness, I didn't know him well, but now we can kind of just sit out here, smoke some weed, and I'll throw the ball for the dog, and it's getting a little easier, a little more natural for me to just be. And with Jessica, it's conversations, and more of a spiritual type nature, and that's kind of cool. But their daughter that lives here, Sierra, it's like total awkwardness for me, because I just don't even know how to try to begin a conversation with her, or if that's even welcomed, if that's wanted, or so I just feel like I'm this presence in her home, like in their home, but at least I'm interacting with them, and so now it's like I'm just this awkward presence, probably for her too. And I just imagine that she's like, oh, when's this dude ever gonna leave? And I tried to last week, and that was this whole thing that I felt discouraged, that I had to come back here to do my thing, and I was like having to go back to Oregon in my mind to have help, and I thought I needed help this time, and at least, hey, there's progress this time. Like, even though I had to go somewhere to have space to do my thing, at least this time I was like, you know what? Well, it wasn't me making that choice. Everything made that choice for me, because I was crying out for help in my stress and my PTSD moments, but everything made me do it alone, and it wasn't a big deal after all. But it's still like doing that alone, like I was able to just kind of like laugh at the end of it and show myself that like the monster in the closet was just nothing, like a little piece of dust floating around. You know, there's a breeze that gets in there and knocks a little clothes hanger around. And it's good. Maybe the more and more and more I can see that, and the perceived threats are not, and that the universe and God really do have my back, my higher self that really has my back, that I'm not going to be put into harm's way, and that I'm on my healing path now, and that my intention is for the highest and the best good for myself and everyone involved. I don't just say that shit, I mean that. Like, I fully mean that with my heart. That's why I say it all the time, because it's so muscle memory programmed in here. It's just part of me. Highest and the best good for everyone involved. I see it in my visions, and I can't unsee it. I see visions that feel they're so real that I feel like they're memories. But nonetheless, that's the only thing that makes sense. It's like, once you see that, how can you go backwards from that? And it works. It works for everybody. Not just like kinda like getting by. No, everyone thrives. Potluck every day. It's all good. Because you know what? There's billionaires out there that can like float the money to make things happen, and they'll just like laugh at it. So we can all laugh at price tags. And that's what unity's about. And like, that's what makes me just feel so good. And knowing that like it's not that far away. People are like, oh, maybe, future boy, that ain't gonna happen in this lifetime. And I say, you know what? Start listening to these kids. Don't shut them up like our parents shut us up. Tried to. Listen to them. They're coming in with a whole new wave of energy, a whole new consciousness of the same thing, the highest and the best good for everyone. I listen to my daughter talk, and it's like the bullying is like getting phased out. There's not bullies anymore. It's almost like the kids are almost like, what's up, bully? Why are you doing this? You know? And soon it's just the bully's going to be phased out. And when you see that from the school and kids, it ain't going to be in law enforcement. It ain't going to be in government. It ain't going to be in like competitive job environments. You know what I mean? Because these kids are going to be 18. The ones being born 18 years from now, they're going to be able to like start going low level politics and like already training for military and training for law enforcement and some of these big structural organizations that can like, that have not been for the highest and the best good for everyone involved. Let's go to the banks. Let's go to the, you know what I mean? The people running the tax, the IRS and stuff like that. Highest and best good for everyone involved. What's that going to look like? We ain't going to be getting siphoned like, oh, how can we create a new little fee every year, a new little permit? Someone has to go pay more money on something that they already own. You know, it's what it is the wealthy families over time have multiplied and they all want their cut. And that is going to end, because that is like where they're siphoning the energy from the all into the few, and that's the inverted vortex. That's where it's backwards, and we're flipping it upside right to where it's a fountain vortex upside right, so it flows from the inner to the all, and then it flows back in, so it never stops. Sustainable energy, 0 point energy. And we're going to see that in every way, but like heart space too, like people just wanting to give and to the all and just see it come back and like feel that flow, and like it's the only thing that's going to make sense. Highest and the best good. No more survival mode, thrival mode, you know. Done with survival mode, going into thrival mode. Wow, what a great feeling to feel in this midst of like wanting to leave this town. Bless Tucson. Thank you for Tucson, Arizona. Thank you for Pat and Jessica's house. Thank you for my friend Steph that I made, and thank you for this whole area. Thank you for the nature areas where I get no peace and quiet, because there's like more I feel like there's so much traffic above me and below me. There's like old Titan II missile silos, and the internet shows some of them are deactivated and some are not, and they circle that Ironwood Forest area and the whole area. There's little airfields and just non-stop just traffic, and intuitively I felt like it was even more going on below me, and I can't explain that, but I'm excited to get back into like I don't know, somewhere in nature where I actually feel alone. I'm really looking forward to that, and tomorrow's going to be great. So, I mean, it's not like the end of the world if I leave tomorrow morning. Yeah, wasn't planning on a 20-minute thing, but here we go. I'll just sum it up saying that, like, it was amazing to be able to see my energy shift real time, my mood and my emotion shift real time from this water, rain, knowing that it is my friend. It's my friend. It's our friend. It's not causing a problem for me. No, what I was smelling was a bunch of plethora of stuff that I zapped away with the ozone. I don't have a cat anymore now, so there's a bunch of smells there that I was probably just starting to get used to. And then the rain just, and then like the emotions of not having the cat anymore, and like probably just did this thing mentally to me that I don't know. But I working through all this and this cleansing rain. And I'm going to get in the van here in a little while and smell, and it's going to smell so fresh and clean, I know it. And if I get a break, half an hour to an hour, I can get everything in the van and then make a plan maybe. But that'd still be driving in the rain and camping in the rain. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, because I don't like starting at noon or 1. I maybe I'm picky, but it's like before too. I never like scheduling appointments after noon or 1 or in the afternoon. No, I like to do my stuff in the morning and get that start fresh, and then if I need to keep it going through the afternoon, then I got that momentum already. But starting midday, it's very difficult for me to do, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. If I could even just get stuff packed in and then feel like it's not so much stuff to do, because I still got stops to make, a couple grocery stores, deli shop, ice, cannabis shop. Then I'll have to hit a smoke shop for some tubes to roll some more joints. 2202. So many numbers, so many good numbers. They all got messages, and it's just good. Infinite love and blessings for you all. I'm gonna post this one. Feel a little weird about it now. I do that. I get self-conscious, but that's another thing, just to prove the point of like that post that I made on Facebook, the cry out for help. I almost deleted it. No, that's my space. That is my that's funny, it's not my space, it's Facebook, but that is my sacred space to do what I want and feel guided to do. No matter what I feel about it sometimes, or think about it sometimes, like if I feel wrong about it, that's different. But if I think, get a little self-conscious and then waver between that, then that's stuff I've worked through in the past. And I would never share stuff like numbers or anything that I ever post on Facebook at all now if I never worked through any of those awkward feelings in the past. So I trust that now that I'm working through new layers, and that I am a guide, that I'm getting whatever. Whatever. Bless this rain, bless this state, bless this area, bless this family, bless this home, bless this. Hi, Blue. Hi, Blue. Yeah, I'm giving you attention now, huh? Yeah, you've been such a patient lady. Such a patient lady. Did you ball? Did you ball? Not anymore. She does that little game. Yeah, that helps not having a cat now, to be able to like draw off other people's pets again. I always have. I just love nature, and I draw off animals in nature when I'm out there too. Chipmunks coming, singing to me on a little branch, just staring at me. I love this stuff. Hi Blue. Well, maybe I'll leave later today. Probably not. Most likely I'll be leaving tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And my birthday's on Thursday, so we'll see where this all puts me at. And Angel Fire opens on Friday. I gotta be there early, like 7 or 7:30 if I want that ticket, but it'd be cool to hit a couple runs up there and check out a mountain in New Mexico and covered in snow. In the Southern Rockies, it's a free pass. It's like going for a hike. So Heck yeah. That'll be a great way for me to spend my birthday. No worries about the van for my birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everything's working out in my favor. Everything is always working out in my favor. Everything is working out in my favor better than I can imagine or affirm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Infinite love and blessings for you all. Thank you for anyone who watches these and who supports my journey, my spiritual quest, my healing quest. And I'm just grateful if you're ever able to like draw anything back from me. You know, this is all I started this in the beginning for me, so that I could share my thoughts and get stuff out that I needed to, because I've learned the power of vulnerability, and this gives me the opportunity to do it in the safe space alone, but then to post it, and that's becoming vulnerable in front of others. But I'm still so nervous in front of others. I have a hard time. I get my voice is shaky at the best, you know, and that's even if I can stand to be in that room at that moment. So it's like that. So I love my sacred space, and now this is just where I'm at, and this is for me. But if it blesses you, then that's what unity is all about, because it's just the highest and the best good for everybody involved, everybody and everything and every place involved, because things and places are alive too. They're blessings for us to experience in this life, just like our bodies and everything. So I'm gonna ramble on. I'm gonna go eat something now that it's not out of like emotion and stress. I gave myself a chance to feel it and just sit in it and like listen to this rain and just breathe and just meditate and start feeling joy and gratitude come up. And that's what showed me all the roof. I forgot the stuff that we did. I literally forgot about the stuff that we did from right after that 4-day retreat. And now, during this meditation, just this morning, I was able to draw back during that moment and remember, boom, boom, boom. And then us laughing like, ha, 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 triple. We got it. It's good. It's so good. I can tarp it sometimes if I ever think I need to, but that's like so, like four extra measures like that. I don't even need to do that. And, just make sure it doesn't pool up. I'll just make sure the pools don't drive it, or take a towel and wipe. You know, there's little things I can do to not intentionally let more areas rust. You know, that's just reckless. But yeah, no, there's no need to stress. It's just maintenance and like steady as we go. Wow. Okay. Infinite love and blessings for you all. I'm wheeling and healing a lot today. Tomorrow I'm hoping to wheel a lot. So till next time.